plays games with Steve.
You know, it's fucking crazy. We did maybe like 7 episodes, and we still have only made it to Lavender Town.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm in this for the long haul, but
I mean, love this game.
I do love this game. I love Pokemon. I mean, I could play this for forever.
You know, it's funny how Pokemon was huge. When it
is huge still.
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died down, and I think it was still successful, but oh, hold on, you gotta talk to this booger here.
Hey, SungWon, what brings you here? Is your Pokemon dead? Hey, I can at least make them faint. Let's go.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I'll make you wish they were dead. I'll make you eat those words.
I'll make you eat those words.
But like, I feel like I remember fads used to fads are always. I feel like, oh God, don't get me started on like social media trends and all that. But I remember Pokemon being thought of as a fad.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just plateaued. Like, and that's like the Ruby Sapphire era, where it's like, hey, it's doing okay, but Pokemania was a term. Pokemania was over. Okay. And I remember when Dragon Ball Z like ended its run in the US too. It was kind of, I remember everyone was like, what's gonna be the next Dragon Ball Z? But now it's like, I think Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z are more popular than they ever were in the 90s, in the early 2000s. They're just,
it's pretty close, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that, no, I think they're more popular than they were back then, because they're just, I feel like now that's like,
well, yeah, because now it's like they have the power of nostalgia and the new generation likes them. Yeah.
And
no, you're right.
I feel like they feel more like culture now than they do just a show.
Yeah.
Or just like a video game or a comic. It's just like so much of, because now it's like, it's just so weird to me seeing like these things referenced like just everywhere, just like outside of like the nerdosphere, you know.
Sure.
It's like common knowledge, like knowing what like Super Saiyan means, you know?
Yeah.
It's I truly it kind of feels like, it's like, it almost kind of feels like a phoenix. It's like it's come back, and now it's even stronger than ever it was.
Yeah.
But I think also like you know, just the way we consume media, and just like, and what's determined to be, I don't know, trendy is just changed so much.
Sure.
And I don't know, I think, yeah, I don't know, it's like I you know, it's like when these like shows and these games were coming out, they were so kind of like, yeah, that's kid stuff. You know, we talked about, you know, like earlier, it's like, yeah, like in middle school and high school, you had to like shed your former interests to so you didn't get bullied. But now it's just like, I don't know, I was like, I had lunch with a friend like a couple weeks ago, and like, you know, one of the people working there came by and just like, you know, offered just like, you know, take our trays away. It was just like, it's all that, like, you know, we were wearing like an anime shirt or something like that. It's just like, yeah, I feel like kids growing up today, it's like, you gotta, it's like that's the cool thing to do, is you gotta be in the anime now. Which I'm like, yeah, we grew up in the wrong time. More like, I think we paved the way.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
You're welcome, kids.
Yeah. No, just, you know, like for me, like it's a bit of like a monkey's paw thing, but like if you told me like in 2003, it's like, dude, like Dragon Ball is still gonna be relevant, if not even more than it was right now, I'd be like, hell yeah, I can't wait to grow up. That being said, I think there's too many toys.
You are saying this?
Yeah, I know. Ironic, right?
You of all people?
Like I'm living in the light. I'm living in a world that I wanted as a kid, and now I'm not that crazy about it. There's well, because now like I feel like toys are targeted towards adults with money. That's what most of them are. But now I just think there's too many of them. Too many companies making toys of the same property. And then I think there's properties that I think, did we really need toys of this?
Steve, that's because all your interests are fucking Dragon Ball and One Piece and the biggest franchise things.
Okay, but I
don't have this problem.
But I also hate fucking Funko Pops. And I'm
well,
like,
anyone with taste hates Funko Pops. Like, all my favorite things, I'm like, I wish I had more toys.
I realize I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be so much hatred spewed at that phrase, but I'm like, you know what? I know a lot of people that collect the Funko Pops. I'm like, fair fucks to you. Like fucking stupid toys are stupid fucking expensive. So if you're about like, I don't know, me personally, Funko Pops represent the Western world not getting what's so appealing about what works over in the East.
Sure.
That's my take.
Yeah, you're brave.
Also, my take is also, if I could burn every Funko Pop that's in existence and make some sort of like green source of energy, I would take your fucking exclusive Comic-Con Funko Pop you waited 3 hours to get, and I would burn that shit in an incinerator.
Wow. Yeah, you're brave. You're like a warrior.
Yeah. You might want to say I'm like a modern hero.
Yeah.
You know.
You're like a modern day Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good for you.
That's the only Robin Hood. If Disney's gonna do a live action whatever simulation of Robin Hood,
Are they actually?
Dude, I feel like at the time this comes out, they could have announced it by now.
Oh god.
But hey, if in that movie he's like stealing Funko Pops from like Prince John, and Prince John's like, no, I wanted the best Funko Pop collection. Ooh, Robin,
That was my Big Bang Theory Funko Pop. Bazinga.
I mean, I would go see that day one.
You know, Suha was mentioned before. Something that I realized is that her and her sister they can do what I do with Peter Pan with Robin Hood.
Oh.
At least the beginning part, because I can do that with Robin Hood too. Like, I have a lot of that movie memorized as well. I love that one. I've probably mentioned this before. The ones that I have extensive knowledge: Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Toy Story, Robin Hood. I can do quite a bit. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know if I have any.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I guess I'll just burn them.
Yeah, that's your best bet. It's a big ball of gas.
Yeah.
Big ball of gas burning millions and millions miles away. Oh yeah, you don't know Lion King very well.
Which part is that?
That's when like Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa are just like laying out in the grass, looking up at the stars. It's like, what do you think they are?
Oh yeah, it's Pumbaa
and
says
Pumbaa
that, right?
accurately describes what a star is.
Yeah.
And Timon's like, nah, they're fireflies.
Yeah, I remember
they're
that.
fireflies.
Yeah. Oh.
I remember like seeing that movie and like my mom laughing, and the thing you always do as a kid, it's like, what's funny? And like my mom saying like, that is like, it's like, that is what a star is. Yeah.
You know, I think that movie's great, but yeah, it's one I just didn't own, so that's why I don't have it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was just one of the weird, because I had so many of them, but
Same.
that was like one of the weird blind spots of. That was when I would watch it with friends, be like, "This movie's awesome," but I didn't own it.
Yeah, we had a good amount of them, but yeah, like.
Have they ever talked about on here about what my dad would quote Lion King to upset me?
I don't know. but
Probably not.
This is probably entertaining.
Yeah, it was just like because Mufasa dies in it, right? And he does the whole like Simba, right? And so my dad would be like, "SungWon," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to imagine you dead." And he thought it was hilarious.
I thought he'd be like, "You've forgotten who you are."
Yeah, remember?
I'm like, so I forgot to take out the fucking garbage, Dad. Get off my back, jeez.
He would do like, "Remember who you," and I'm like, "No, stop it!" Like,
remember to take out the garbage.
yeah, yeah. It's funny. My dad is like a very stoic man in a lot of respects, but he does have a goofy sense of humor here and there. It's very interesting how I'm definitely a combination, because this kind of ties back to the conversation we were having about what characters are we, blah, 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 blah. And I'm actually pretty hard to pin down because I have a goofy side to me.
Yeah.
And also kind of like a, even played Danganronpa, but like a Monokuma, like there's a sadistic side to me of like playfulness. But then there's also like a very, I can be also very serious, very very low key. I do think maybe one of the better comparisons was like a Sengoku in One Piece, right? Because Sengoku can be like a little more serious, but then post time skip is an absolute just like I do whatever the fuck I want.
He's post retirement.
Exactly.
Because for One Piece, you said I was Kuzan.
I think Kuzan's pretty good. Yeah.
Which I was kind of like I thought I'm like I don't know, Kuzan's way too like cool, not pun intended.
Yeah.
For me, but you gotta catch up. But I don't. It's when people like be like, oh, like you're the stoic character, and I'm like, oh, you haven't unlocked like. It's,
yeah, stoic is not the best way to describe
like
you.
You haven't unlocked.
You're the most audible man. Yeah.
You haven't unlocked Ultra Instinct, Steve. You know.
Right.
And like, and I think that's one of the things you and I bonded over too, because you and I kind of have like the same approach. Is like, we're polite and like receptive, but we don't give our everything to people we just met.
Yeah.
And like, it's not even like you have to earn. It's more like, nah, there kind of has to be a
comfort level.
A comfort level.
Yeah. I'll definitely. You'll unlock my sort of more expressive side, just through getting to know me. I've said this before. I'm not the guy at a party who has to be the life of the party. I'm usually the one who's, depends on the group. If I know everybody, I can be very lively, but otherwise, I'm usually not. Like, I think you, at least I get the sense anyway, that you definitely. Would it be fair to say that you thrive in a bigger group? Even if it's people you don't know? Like, for example, Anne-Marie is someone who can do very well in those situations. And Jay is also, like, extremely sociable.
I think bigger group, yes. I would say, I don't know. Because when you said bigger group, at first I thought of a crowd. And I'm like, no.
Well, I do mean bigger group in terms of, like, you don't know everybody there. Because, like, I can get along totally great in a big group if I know most of the people there.
So you're saying like I know most of the people there?
No, I'm saying let's say you go to a party where you don't know a lot of people. Are you like approaching people like socializing, or do you kind of keep using
I
a little
try. More? I'm like 50-50 because it definitely depends on a vibe. Because I think I even I went to a party earlier this year where I knew next to nobody.
Sure.
And I'm like, and I was kind of quiet, like kind of off on my own, and like I tried to be like, that was nice. Not like I was like completely like I put a wall up. Like I, I'd talk with people and stuff, but I'd rather be quiet than like feign a fucking forced conversation.
Sure.
And like I realized, why the hell are we going all the way up the tower when we don't have the fucking the
Do you not get it when you go up this way?
I thought you get it outside the tower.
I already checked everything in Lavender Town. I thought it was you go up, you see these ghosts, and you're like, what's going on? And then you get it. Like,
I think there's a point where you can't progress any.
I know that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the Marowak, right?
I think so. Maybe. I hope so.
I know you can't do like but I thought you had to. Could be totally wrong. Again, I obviously have played this game, but I don't know it back of the hand like others.
Same. Okay, but back to the conversation. But yeah, and it's not against other people, but I'm like, I just hate the forced small talk stuff.
Yeah,
I think it explains why I'm a terrible liar, because I can't even if I can't pretend to have a thoughtful conversation, I just won't have it.
Okay.
But I But then like I think I remember I wanted to talk to someone, and the topic of Star Wars got brought up, and I was like, okay, you and I are gonna stand over here and like talk about.
No,
talk
that's
about
definitely
this.
me. Like if I especially fucking Nightshade, am in a position of like, oh, let's say there are a lot of people here, and they're kind of talking about, let's say, I don't know, industry stuff. I will kind of tune out. But as soon as I hear someone mention like, I don't know, board game or anime, I'm like, oh, what anime you like? And then I'm like, all right, let's go to
Yeah.
let's go have an actual conversation.
Yeah, I'm very similar. But I think also I feel like I've been a little scarred from being at parties where it's just all animation people.
Sure.
And then everyone's just like, oh, what do you work on? And it's like, how's work lately? And like,
Yeah.
I still ask my friends how work has been, or I've been like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Like, where are you at these days? How's everything going? You
Right.
know? It's more like that. Like, I think I've just been scarred by that.
Sure.
And I'm like, I kind of forgot. I'm like, oh, I think in other places I've been way more like, hi, I'm new here, but hey, it's like, what do you got going on here? You know, I think I would say I thrive. I don't know.
Don't you go up to the top, rescue Mr. Fuji, and then you get something?
No, you need the stupid thing so you could see ghosts. Where the fuck do you
I'm
get?
pretty sure there's something up here that happens first, but we'll find out.
Don't you go to Celadon first and then go back to Lavender Town?
Oh, maybe, but I still think something happens up here. Maybe it's after you get the Sylph Scope that I'm thinking of. Because, yeah, they like... Mr. Fuji's not at the daycare. And I'm
Oh, yeah, that's right.
like... I thought it was something like, oh, yeah, you gotta... Because they're like, oh, those rockets are doing terrible things. I don't know. Maybe...
Poke nerds are like, stop talking about, like, life scenarios.
Yeah,
and
talk about the game! I mean, Pokemon's been brought up a couple times. It's semi-relevant. I also don't mind doing this because we're gonna have to fight all these trainers again, or later. If we didn't do it now, we'll have to do it later. So this will save us some time. In fact, I think I did... What was I playing where I kind of did this? It was a Pokemon game. And maybe it was when I did like a randomized run or something. I remember also going through a haunted tower part and just doing it even though I had to go back through it later. Because, I mean, all these channelers, I gotta beat them at some point.
Yeah. You eat your vegetables now.
You shall join us.
You will die. Best start believing the ghost Pokemon.
Okay, you know what's crazy is you bring that up, and you know what I've randomly fallen into is watching clips of Davy Jones.
Okay. I mean, I was doing Captain Marvel.
I know you were, but I'm talking about pirates because I watch a lot of those, like, actor goes through their career videos.
Yeah,
and,
those are fun videos.
Bill Nye was one of them, and he was talking about Davy Jones, and it made me nostalgic, and I was looking up scenes. I was like, oh my god, the CG for Davy Jones looks just as good.
That's like that and like the fucking T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Are like two things of CGI that have held up incredibly well.
It will. I'm just like, it looks just as good as when I saw it.
Yeah.
It does not look dated. It's kind of just a testament to how amazing those animators were. I'm like, it looks great.
Give your people enough time and pay them well.
Right.
The job will get done.
Jesus Christ. Anyway. Yeah, it's fucking wild.
I was thinking about Bill Nye and one of my favorite things he does in Shaun of the Dead when, you know, because he plays
Rock Slide.
the stepdad. Wait, where is... Oh, he's in the store that Sean works at, and he's like completely facing the opposite direction, and he does that little hop to turn around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
It's random as hell, but it's one of the funniest things. Good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I keep getting fucking bodied by these channelers.
Maybe it's the time to get some potions?
No. No thanks.
I want this session to end on a nice...
I see.
Nice point.
You actually wanted to Well, I mean, how far close are we to the end?
Like now, we're getting into comfort territory. So,
Okay.
but we did have like a beefy episode somewhere in here, like a.
I mean, this is also gonna be our last one for today, so.
And I don't want you to end in the middle of something. So.
Okay, well, I think we are gonna reach a point where it's like, oh, it's. But maybe I'll try to. Maybe my goal then will be get through all the trainers or something. Well, we'll get there. But yeah, Bill Nye is great. I don't remember the last thing I saw him in, but yeah, it's very interesting how much he did not like playing Davy Jones because of how awkward it was to be in the motion capture suit, but he's phenomenal.
I don't know, that performance, it paid off, I think.
Oh no, he put everything into it.
Haven't seen those sequels in so long, but
the third one's really bad, but
yeah.
The second one, I mean, the first two slap.
Second one's like, I remember the second one like just being like it was like eating too much dinner. It was like, oh, that's a lot of movie. But there's a lot of fun sequences in that second movie.
I'm very fond of it. The third one though was a real disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of
killed the Kraken.
I kind of look back on 3 a little fondly because there's just some really memorable parts in it. But
I was just like, oh my god, they have their own 7 warlords, and
that's right. And it was kind of a letdown.
yeah. What's his name? Who was the martial arts actor they got, or the
Was it Chow Yun-fat in
Chow
that one?
Yun-fat?
Yeah.
And he does fucking nothing.
Dude,
and Keira Knightley's just like, I'll just take his role.
What a huge fucking waste.
I remember because they hyped it up so much that he was in that movie, and he does fucking nothing, and then gets offed.
Yeah, that was a fucking bummer. Yeah, that movie is a mess, but honestly, compared to what came after it, looks incredible in comparison.
Yeah, I remember seeing the 4th one, and
It's bad.
the positive thing I'll say about the 4th one was like, I'm glad it was a much simpler plot, because like the last 2 movies are getting very dense. It felt kind of back to basics, but I remember nothing about it other than the guy from John Wick is.
Ian McShane.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh yeah,
that was. Oh my god! Oh man, the commenters were screaming.
Yeah.
They were screaming.
As I saw that, I'm like, oh, what's that thing? And I'm just like, I totally.
They're like, oh, SungWon! No!
It's making the same face as that lady.
I totally.
I forgot that was a thing.
SungWon, you fucking fool! I don't care. You're getting more episode.
Yeah. Sorry we're giving you free content.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. That was just randomly on my.
Stop talking about fucking Pirates of the Caribbean characters.
Yeah. Now I'm just talking about random YouTube videos I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of. You ever watch those Snack Wars videos?
No, I'm about to like ask you. I'm like, hey, can you give me a list of like cool shit you're watching,
Sure.
so I don't have to just be like.
Lad Bible does this thing where they bring in like celebrities and they have them try like British snacks versus like American snacks, where they have to like pick their favorites. And it's very entertaining. But one thing I'm realizing watching these is like, man, so many actors are so damn picky. They're like, oh no, I don't want to eat a sausage roll. I'm like, you fucking baby.
A sausage roll. I just like, you know, I was watching a video the other day, and the content creators are, you know, they live in the UK.
Sure.
They're talking about going to their corner store where they just buy their groceries anyway, and just talking about getting a sausage roll. I'm like, man, I want to go UK or Ireland someday and have a sausage roll.
They're pretty good. I had one in Australia.
Fucking picky ass actors. I don't know. I also say this, I'm like one of the least pickiest eaters in the world.
Yeah, neither. I'm also very not picky. So, yeah, sausage rolls are good. Like I ate really well when I went to Australia. I had a great time. And yeah, I would love to do the same thing in like the UK. I've been to Ireland. I ate a lot of good food there, or at least interesting food. Yeah, the UK especially. I mean, you know, Britain is infamous for people who really don't like the food, but I can get behind. Some of it's just so novel to me. Like, man, this is a country that eats beans on toast. Like, you know, fucking bananas. I don't know. There was one.
But I want to try it.
I mean, yeah. I think I've had it. You know, it's fine. You know, it's beans on toast. Like, doesn't taste bad. But
where's that Rage Against the Machine song?
I don't get the reference.
Bulls on Parade. For some reason, I hear beans on toast, and I just think I'm like the opposite is Bulls on Parade.
How do they say Bulls on Parade in the song?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe they do. I'm not gonna say yes or no, because every time I do that, someone's like, I can't believe Steve doesn't know that.
I'm surprised you don't know. Aren't you like a music guy?
No.
Oh, that's right. You just listen to anime openings like me. You just happen to have 70s music in your repertoire. That's it.
Well, I do like I love my 80s music, and I love my dad rock. Yacht rock, to be specific.
Sure. Do you have a favorite musical, either artist or group? Not anime related, not nerd related.
Probably Prince.
Oh, okay, sure.
Like, Prince is great. Like, I don't listen to all of Prince's stuff, but like Purple Rain, perfect album. Start to finish.
There are 1 million channelers on here, huh?
Which I say every time I open up YouTube.
1 million channelers. I'm gonna start calling them channeler.
Yeah.
I'm a channeler.
Because maybe one day there might not be a YouTube. Oh, they'll rename it to fucking
Z.
Yeah, like Zion or something correct.
Yeah.
You know.
I do get asked that a lot, like, oh, do you think something will replace YouTube? And I just go, unless culture shifts completely, no. Nothing can compete with it.
Yeah, you never know. It kind of just stays forever. Yeah.
Well, it's because no one can the biggest obstacle is space. You can't compete with Google on having that much server space. They have like infinite server space for videos. So just no one can compete with that. Now you can compete with like the type of entertainment.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a video platform, no. Like,
that's why like VO will just be like, we're gonna start. This happened to like a friend of mine who was a content creator. It's like they used to like upload some stuff on, I think maybe it was VO, just because they would deal with less hassle. But then VO was like, oh hey, your stuff is doing like very well, so we're gonna start charging you thousands and thousands of dollars to keep it on our server. Is it VO?
You mean Vimeo?
Vimeo.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck is
VO? Is very old. VO is like 2006 era.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Vimeo. I associate Vimeo with like, this is where my student film goes.
Basically.
This is where I put it for, oh, I need to have the highest quality.
I think that's where I put my animatic samples. I think it's because I'm like, I want them on Vimeo. I don't really want them on YouTube.
Why?
Yeah, I know I can turn them off, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of don't want random ass people finding them or posting porn spam in the comments or something.
I see.
So.
Yeah, I suppose because less people care about Vimeo, there's less spam, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I remember having to upload stuff to that back when I did, like, you know, film production classes or whatever. That's where you'd have to put them as, like, Vimeo or whatever. Yeah, wow.
I can't wait till these channelers stop.
Stop what?
Stop channeling.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Quack! Remember the quack? Remember the swap? Remember the swap?
Yeah, that's the classic.
It's scary how well you do.
Yeah,
that.
and that's not even relevant anymore. That movie. Is it, right? That's been a while
I mean,
now.
it's not even relevant now as we're recording.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right now, at the time of recording this, that movie's not that relevant.
Yeah.
In fact, I really feel like that movie really came and went, huh?
Yeah.
Did anyone Did it do well? It probably did well because it's Disney. But...
I was going to the movies. I think I was going to see Spider-Verse again because it came out on Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was taken over.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was seeing Spider-Verse for the first time, and I remember hearing two women walking out of there. It's like, man, that was fucking stupid. Like, Flounder was barely in that. Wasn't he like her best friend in the original? And I'm like, I'm like, you poor ladies. First of all, you saw that movie. Second of all, if that's like your biggest film criticism, I don't know. Live your best life, but I don't know. Don't post your opinions on the internet.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is the Marowak.
And then you get scurred, right?
I guess.
Or maybe you just like.
So get it if I run away. Yeah, you go away. Okay, so I think we do have to get the self scope somewhere else. But, however, that's actually. Well, why don't I leave? And maybe I'll use a rappel to get out of here.
Escape rope.
Oh, that's smart.
Well, repels don't help you leave. Oh yeah. Oh, you meant like to make it quicker, right? You've got to have one escape rope. Yeah. You Wonder Woman your ass out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, we killed everyone in the tower. I guess for our reference, is this where the Snorlax goes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we might. Well, I guess next time we do this, we'll probably pick. I don't know. Maybe do some more trainer kicking ass on some of these routes.
I think we head to Celadon City. I think that's where we go.
I know, but I
I know.
Gaston, you gotta go to Celadon City before you go to the Pokemon Tower. Snorlax is down there too, and also trainers for that matter.
It's true, LeFou, but I've got my sights set on scope. Anyway, I'll put myself down here just to, because I'll probably go down that way next time. Maybe see if there are any trainers I can fight. But yeah, that was good old Fire Red. Honestly, I could play that all day. Any
Yeah.
day.
What a.
What a cozy game.
I feel like a kid again, just sitting on the couch with my friend,
Yeah.
watching him play a game and just shooting the shit all day on a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next time, friends. Bye-bye.
Toodles.